Hello, welcome back to the channel. This week's vlog comes from Easdale Island in Scotland's west coast, where I'll be taking part in the 2024 World Stone Skimming Championships. We'll also just be staying in the Isle of Seal just across the water, where I'll be going for an incredible wild swim. We'll be stopping off in Oban for some amazing seafood at the Green Shack right at the harbour, and we'll also be stopping here and all at Kilchurn Castle on Loch Awe. Should be a good one. Stay tuned and see what I got up to. After arriving late on the Friday night to the motorhome stopover in the Isle of Seal, we woke on the Saturday to beautiful weather and headed for the passenger ferry that would take us over the short ride to the Isle of Easdale. Easdale has no cars and is only accessible via boats which run continuously throughout the day. There was a buzz about the place with both competitors and volunteers enjoying the good weather. I headed to the community hall to get registered, and it was here I was able to find out when I was tossing. I was number 149 and I'd be the 149th person to toss that morning. This was lucky, as it meant I wouldn't have to wait long for my shot. I got to look at some of the merch I could buy, and I got my first look at the trophies that I could hopefully win. I then went for a look around the island, which has helpful signs showing how far you are from major cities such as New York and Beijing, but most importantly, the local pub. Also got to meet Oban, the resident African grey parrot. So we're all registered. I'm number 149. I think they say there's something like people from 5 different continents. I think like 80 different countries or something along the lines. Sold out in 29 minutes, which was quicker than Oasis if you're involved in that shambles. I'm going to just go and get a look at the quarry. I've seen some people sort of warming up and having some practice throws, and some of them look unbelievable. So I think the chances of me winning the championship are a bit slim, to be honest, considering I've had about 3 practice throws this morning. I think that's the most I've ever skimmed a stone in about 10 or 15 years. But it'll be a laugh regardless, so let's go and get a look at it and see what people are doing. Easdale is one of the slate islands which earned their name from the slate that they used to quarry there. Everybody huddles round the 65 metre long quarry with a dream to hit the back wall, which is met with cheers and horns that can be heard across the water on the Isle of Seal. It was great to finally see it in the flesh, and I headed down to pick my 3 stones for the buckets at the quarry. All the stones must be naturally formed Easdale slate and be no more than 3 inches in diameter at its widest point. This is checked with a ring of truth to make sure everyone sticks to the rules. Each contestant will have 3 skims. The stone must bounce on the surface of the water no less than 2 times before being considered a valid skim. The length of the skim will be judged to the point where the stone sinks into the water. Competitors are not allowed a run-up when thrown. Both of the feet must be on the platform known as the Skim of Destiny when they're thrown. It was great to finally be here and to see it in the flesh, and the nerves were starting to build. This is class. Really enjoying this. There's a bit of a mixed bag. A lot of people going out with the lines, which is a disqualification. And we had one of the earliest ones, like the 3rd guy to hit the back wall, which I think is 65 or 67 metres. That's the furthest you can go, basically, and he's still the only person to have done that. I think we're now in the 30s, so aye, really interesting. I'm getting a bit nervous. I just want to make sure I stay within the lines and I do the minimum 3 skips that you need to do. Anything there and above that, brilliant. But I'm just going to go a wee walk about because I'm no until 149, so we've got 100 odd to go. But just shows you why they're called the Slate Islands. It's absolutely everywhere. People's houses, walls, and just lying about here. And we probably couldn't have picked a better day for it. The summer in Scotland this year has been terrible. Raining pretty much constantly. A couple of wee small spells here or there. And we've got a day where it's glorious, so very lucky no matter what happens today. Gonna go down here, try and get a couple of wee practice swings. Just see how we go and take it. So I got a couple of practice throws in there. Get my excuses in nice and early though, because these stones there, they're no the regulation size and weight. Well, I don't think there's a regulation weight, actually, just regulation size and also weight. Being in the sea, it's not as flat as the quarry because you've got the waves. These are the regulation stones. I picked my 3 earlier. So these are the ones that will either win me a world championship or absolutely embarrass me. It will not be me that embarrasses me, it will be the stones. A bad workman always blames his tools, so gonna just sit and watch some of the rest of the competitors until it's my shot, and we'll see how I get on. Before long, it was my turn to step up to the skim of destiny. I started very strong with a long throw, however it quickly went wrong with 2 really bad throws. These 2 throws never counted, but despite this I still finished a respectable 66. I'll accept 66 for my very first try. So there we go, that is my 3 throws finished. First one was actually pretty good, I think it was 40 to 50 metres and it's about 65 maximum, so I was really happy with it. The second 2, I don't know if the second one counted or no, I'll find out afterwards. Third one definitely didn't count, there wasn't enough skims, so really enjoyed that. And for somebody who pretty much hasn't practised all year despite saying I was gonna, I don't think it's the worst. I should probably actually rank relatively high up because lots of people had disqualified throws and maybe just didn't go as far as well. So what a great day out, honestly, loved this. I think I'll definitely be coming back at some point further down the line, but there's only one thing for it now. I'm going to go and get myself a nice pint because what a day it is. The Puffer is the cafe and the bar in the island, and it was absolutely mobbed with people looking for cold beers on one of the hottest days of the year. That pint was incredible. I don't know if it's just because it's been a long day in the sun, but genuinely one of the best pints of tenants I've ever had. I'm going to just take you a wee walk through and just show you sort of the wee, I don't know if you call it village or whatever, but it's quite good. They've got a wee play park set up for the kids. And there is the Puffer, which is cafe at the front, ice cream and stuff, and where you get the pints at the back. Here is like the sort of community centre. This is where registration is, it's where the presentation is later on, and you can also get yourself some barbecue food. Got a wee sort of ceilidh band jamming away there as well. And further down here you can see the famous Easdale wheelbarrows, of which you can win one of them today at a raffle. And basically there's no cars on the island, so this is where you get your messages and your supplies for the boat, and you put them in this to take round to your house. But what a place. And this is where we came here on the boat earlier today, and that is the Isle of Seal, where we stayed last night, and we'll be probably staying again tonight I think. And it's got the famous bridge over the Atlantic there. We'll be gonna a drive tomorrow, hopefully if the weather behaves itself. We'll be stopping and I'll be showing you the bridge over the Atlantic, but check it on Google, check it on YouTube and stuff like that. It's just this tiny wee old bridge that goes over a small body of water, which is technically the Atlantic, so hopefully I'll get some decent footage of that tomorrow. But baby's napping now. I think we're going to wait till he wakes up for his nap, and I think we're going to just get the boat back here. We're not going to hang about for the Kilchurn in the night because he'll be due to go to sleep anyway, so it'll be a bit pointless. So I think we're just going to get the boat back here there, and we're just going to chill. I plan on going for a swim later on as well, so I'll catch up with you whatever I do next. Hello, so we've came back into the Isle of Seal on the wee ferry, and I've just been down at the water, playing with the Wayne, throwing stones and stuff like that. We then went to the bar, which I think is called the Oyster, had a couple of drinks. It's just lovely outside, so we had a few beers. Now we came back to the van and we're making dinner. Nothing fancy, pasta and sauce and pork loins. Just really easy. We're in a van, we eat this all the time. Between that and sort of bachelor's savoury rice, they just fill you up dead quick basically. So just going to have that, and then the plan is I'd really like to go for a swim later on, but I'll see how I feel. And then last night when we turned up, the Milky Way was visible right above us, but we had to get the Wayne for the driving seat straight into bed, so I didn't get a chance. So I'd love to be able to sit out the night and get a bit of footage for that as well. So aye, I'll have this and then I'll catch up with you after it. So we've had dinner and we just played with the Wayne for a wee bit, but he is now going to bed and I'm going to go along and get myself a wee swim. There is a quarry here just there next to the harbour where we left today, but it's got big nice swimming signs, and I asked one of the locals, do you just kind of put that up to stop people trying to be silly and getting into trouble because it's cold water and you can, or is there like an actual reason for it? And he says it used to be used as a midden years ago. If you don't know what a midden is, a midden in Scotland's basically a bin, but it's not always a bin like just normal rubbish. For example, like if there's somewhere where somebody collects scallops, for example, they could put all their empty shells in there consistently and stuff. So I'm going to try and use it, but here's what I do have to use. The sea. So I'm just going to try and walk down here, find a decent entry point and get myself a wee dip to end the night. It's pretty spectacular scenery, so let's see if I can get myself in here. There's a couple of guys fishing as well, which I would love to do, but I don't want to take the mick too much, just disappearing for the night. So aye, looks like a cracking wee bit to get in here for a wee dip, and I'll take you with me. Wow, what a way to end the day. Absolutely phenomenal. I think it's pretty safe to say we'll be coming back to the Stone Skimming Championships, number one, because I need to win it and the day wasn't good enough. But what a place. Now, I know it isn't like this all the time. I know it can rain as well, the same as anywhere in Scotland, but when you get it like this, jeez, oh, you just can't beat it. Look at that. I'm actually laughing because of how much of a joke it is that it's that beautiful, and we're only about 3 hours from my house. So I think the plan is I'm going to just enjoy a bit of time in the nice cold water, and I'm then going to go back, get dried off, get changed. The Wayne will be sleeping. I'm just going to sit and have a few beers, and hopefully, if the skies are as clear as they are last night, the Milky Way was right above the van. It was visible with the naked eye, but if I can get my phone camera out, it's got a special mode on it, I can hopefully get some good video footage, or at least a photo to put air the top of this. So hopefully that's what I'll finish up the night with on here, or maybe it's what I'm putting air this video the now. But if no, that'll probably be me for the night, and I'll catch up with you in the morning. Plan for the morning is get up, get a bite to eat. I'm going to go further up the Isle of Seal to the bridge over the Atlantic. I want to show you guys that as well, get some photos, bit of video, and then we're going to head to Oban. Hopefully the weather's good. I love Oban, love it so much. I've not been as much this year as I would normally want to be, but the missus wants a fish and chips. The Oban fish and chip shops is one of the best in the country in my opinion, and I want to go to the wee green seafood shack at the harbour to get some of their seafood. So that's the plan, see what happens in the morning, but I'll leave you here the night. I'll catch you then. Good morning. It is Sunday morning. I left you last night when I was gone swimming, and I says to you I was going to try and capture some of the stars. I did. I captured it on my phone, and they were unbelievable. You could clearly see the Milky Way, you can see satellites moving about and everything else. I'll be overlaying that just now, but you get that quite a lot when you come away. There's no light pollution, and you're able to just to see more stars than you've ever seen in your life. They just sort of pop out to you. I'll never ever get tired of that. But we've just stopped just before we cross out for the Isle of Seal to the bridge over the Atlantic. So this is what separates it from the mainland, basically, for being an island. As you can see, the seaweed here, it's salt water that's flowing through, and it flows all the way down there, right out, and then all the way up there. It's a cracking old bridge. I always find it nuts when you go to Scotland. Obviously we've got lots of old castles and bridges and different stuff like that, how come all this old stuff still stands the test of time and is like still workable? I know it gets maintained in that, but a lot of modern things don't seem to last anywhere near as long. Like houses and things like that need to get knocked down after 40, 50, 60 years. These things have been here for hundreds of years. So just a very quick stop, and we're now going to head through to Oban. Definitely not as nice a day today as it was yesterday, but we're going to go through. I think the missus wants a fish and chips, and I want to go to the seafood shack if it's open as well, so I'll catch up with you there. The bridge is also known as the Clachan Bridge, and it was designed by John Stevenson and it opened in 1793. The water it crosses is known as the Clachan Sound, and it opens at both ends of the Atlantic Ocean, which is why it gets its name, the bridge over the Atlantic. So we've arrived at Ganavan Sands, just outside Oban. I love coming here for a swim when I'm in Oban. It's a lovely wee beach, and it's like a 5-minute drive for the town centre. Really busy with vans today as well, but there is no overnight parking for the vans, just during the day. But really nice. And I don't know if you'll even be able to hear this, but looks out to the Isla Lismore, and then that's the mainland behind it, and then there to the Isla Mull. Some nice houses right on the beach. Loads of dog walkers and stuff, and I think there was a like Soulful Sunday sort of yoga session, cold water swimming session, but I've been for a good few swims in there, and it's always really nice. The baby's just having his nap, so we're just letting him chill while we just watch the water go past, and then we're going to head into Oban and get a bite to eat. So we've come along into Oban, we parked up just along the front. Ganavan Sands is round there. You can see one of the big Calmac ferries just leaving, and I've just come down towards the water to get a wee look at the boats, because this one right here caught my eye. This is the Lucy Mary that belongs to Hebridean Cruises. They've got a couple of different boats and they run different itineraries all over Scotland out to all the different islands and stuff, and it just looks amazing. Go and check them out on Instagram. An absolute dream to go on a trip with them one day. So this is Oban. It's a wee bit bright in spaces, but also slightly overcast, so hopefully the rain heads off and we're going to just go for a wee walk about. So when you come to the harbour for the seafood shack, it's no this first one here in front of you with the tartan. That's a relatively newer one. The best one is this one with the green sign, the original green shack, and it's just round this corner. And I would imagine if it's open there'll probably be a queue, and for good reason. As you can see, pretty busy. I don't know if you can even hear me or the ferry behind, but as I said, it's busy for good reason. So I'm just going to take a wee walk about, and then I think we're going to come back and get a bite to eat. They have a wide range to choose from. They're famous for their stunning platters, huge sandwiches bursting with seafood, and the fresh mussels that are cooked outside right in front of the busy crowds. So I've got my order. I've got langoustines and garlic butter, and I've got scallops and garlic butter as well, and they look amazing. They are cooked to perfection and unbelievably fresh. Incredible. Now for the langoustines, these require a wee tiny bit more work. Wow, fantastic. So there we go, that is the Green Seafood Shack in Oban. It's incredible, it's never disappointed. The seafood is just so fresh, cooked to perfection. There's a reason that it's so busy, and you should definitely visit if you're ever in Oban. See what we got up to next. So we've came along just to the front, a couple of doors up to the Oban Inn, which is probably my favourite pub in Oban, to the Pokey Hat, and I've got myself a pistachio ice cream with a cone, and it's fantastic. I've never had pistachio ice cream before, but it's really good. And the sun's making another appearance, which is good. So we left Oban and we came a wee drive down to Loch Awe. So about 30 minutes away from Oban, and we've came to see this. I've always called it Kilchurn Castle, which is kind of how it looks like it's pronounced. I believe the actual pronunciation is Kilchurn Castle. But aye, right on Loch Awe, there's the water there. I've actually swam run it before as well. Really nice, but the other sides are sort of fenced off because some of the old brickwork is fallen in. But it's really nice, especially the day in the sunshine. And this wee path that you walk down, there's Highland cows just up there to the side of it, and an easy wee car park. It's lovely. Well, just kind of breaking up the journey and the way back down the road, just so the wee man isn't bored in the car seat basically. So this has been a good wee bit to stretch the legs. Kilchurn Castle was built in the mid 1400s and it remained the base for the Campbells of Glenorchy for 150 years. After the first Jacobite Rising in 1689, Kilchurn was converted into a garrison but was abandoned by the end of the 1700s. It also contains the oldest surviving barracks on the British mainland. So that's it for this week's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps the channel massively and I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.